What really happened on the 13th of April, 1387? Come with me and let's find out. Menchie, ready to go find the truth? Let's go. Goodbye. That was the date on which the pilgrimage to Canterbury started in Geoffrey Chaucer's Canterbury Tales. In fact, Chaucer was fleeing from the Great Vowel Shift, which threatened to destroy his life's work. The Great Vowel Shift is when people spontaneously started to pronounce words differently. That's why a lot of words in English aren't spelled the way they're spoken, like knees or Wednesday, for example. But Chaucer was in the middle of writing a big book, and if the vowel shift hit before he finished, he'd have to start again, because all the words would change and people wouldn't be able to read it. So he grabbed his manuscript and his best friend, my great-great-great-great-great-great-grandfather, Legate Delaney, and off they raced to Canterbury, hoping they'd be safe there. But first they had to get in. Canterbury was guarded by Sir Ellesmere and his sister Ellen, who kept writers out for the Archbishop. Here we go. Chaucer probably would have given it away. Luckily, he took one look at Ellen and fell straight in love, leaving Delaney to do the talking. Well, Delaney knew that the Archbishop loved a good play almost as much as he hated writers, so he said that's what they were there to do. What's it about? Asked Sir Ellesmere, hoping to catch him out. But Delaney could think quick. It's about doves in love getting married in the spring, he said. Sir Ellesmere's nickname was the Vicious Viscount, and Delaney knew a fella like that wouldn't be interested in that kind of stuff. But then Chaucer piped up and sealed their fate. There'll be a free dinner afterwards, he said, looking at Ellen. But Sir Ellesmere invited himself along too. So now they'd made it into Canterbury, but instead of being able to hide from the vowel shift, they had to put on a play that very night. Chaucer wasn't interested in anything anymore. Not the play, not the vowel shift, not anything, only Ellen. So Delaney had to write all the words, and he had to write all the music, and he had to get people in off the street to act as doves, which he did by telling them about the free dinner, and he was going to be the main dove. So they just needed to take his lead when it came to the dancing. Well, word got out and the place was packed that night. Sir Ellesmere and his sister were sitting down the front row clapping along to the songs. It looked like it was going to be a great success until the Archbishop turned up, because he could smell a writer a mile away. And he'd only become Archbishop because he liked Ellen too, but she didn't fancy him. So when he saw Chaucer getting all palsy-walsy with her down the front, he went mad. He made a big fuss and told Sir Ellesmere to kick him out right this minute. But in the confusion, Chaucer and Ellen had already run off to get married. And then tragedy struck. With a big crack of thunder, the Great Vowel Shift washed over Canterbury, and Delaney and all the other people up on stage dressed as doves were turned into Daves. And being a David was a terrible crime in those days, so they were executed on the spot. Meanwhile, the vowel shift meant that Chaucer's Ellen had turned into Alan, but they were still in love and had loads in common, so that worked out alright. But sure, that's nothing compared to what happened to my other great-great-great-great-grandfather. Make sure you subscribe or follow or whatever they call it these days, so you don't miss that story.